was a religion. Islam was the handmaiden of Arab imperialism. Christianity was the handmaiden of European imperialism. The Hebrew faith was the handmaiden of a concept called the chosen people. Now, if God is kind and God is merciful and God has no stepchildren, he won't choose one over the other. And to say he chose some people, you're making him a bigot. And to say that he endorsed enslavement of one people over the other, you're making him an accessory to murder.
Religion is a system designed to support a single belief system for various individuals. In order to establish an official religion, the belief system must have some form of a religious document and a group of many, many different followers. Anyone is capable of inventing a new religion. One example of this is Dudism. Dudism is a religion that has been derived from the popular movie called Big Lebowski. This religion has a religious doctrine, has temples, and a mass of registered followers. Like Dudism, there are several religions that are being invented every single day. To better understand why, we need to understand what a belief system is. A belief system is an individual's perception of existence. Every individual has their very own belief system, similar to how everybody has their own fingerprints. No one's view of their existence is exactly the same way as to somebody else's. If there are 7 billion people alive today, therefore there are 7 billion belief systems. Even a baby, before they are able to speak, has their own belief system. It is a very basic form of belief. As the baby is developing their concept of awareness, regardless of how basic the belief system or individual perception exists, from the moment that the spirit exists inside of a fetus. The purpose of religion is to standardize the universal belief system. It is an interesting irony that we are all created with unique signatures, unique fingerprints, unique features, unique personalities, and unique belief systems, but many still force themselves and others to agree that the mysterious creator intended that we all look and think the same. As everything, every single thing naturally created is completely unique and yet completely perfect. It is strange that the echoes of the fools who pushed themselves to destroy anything that was different or unique still continue to be praised and celebrated. History unfortunately repeats itself, and fools continue to try to standardize the world. Since religion's purpose is standardization, then the existence of religion is actually an unnatural, natural contradiction. To be credible, it's very important that a doctrine must reference outside of itself. The credibility must include unrelated resources, consistency, logical, clearly explained, that leaves less to interpretation. Religious doctrines do not have these things as they reference completely to themselves, which makes them not credible. Let's use Game of Thrones for a good example. What if the character Jon Snow was referencing to something that happened in one of the earlier books? Would these references actually be actual? No. This is because Jon is a fictional character. Sorry, Jon. Meanwhile, in Lord of the Rings, Tolkien created the Silmarillion, which was literally a replacement of the Bible or historical book for his fantasy series. The characters did reference to the book as though they were in a history experience, but that does not actually mean that the items that happened were real. In both of these examples, the characters reference to previous events in their story. Their reference doesn't make their story any more real than elves and goblins. If a fictional story uses real names and places of things that actually have existed, does that make the story real? No. The movie Titanic was based on a real disaster of the Titanic, the ship sinking. But did the romance between Rose and Jack actually happen? No. The romance of Rose and Jack was a fictional story created in the setting of a historic disaster. The major religions, Christianity, Islam, and Judaism, are all cut from the same painted cloth and are the cause of millions of deaths. In this next section, we will review some religious statements to see if they are true or if they are false. The country, Ethiopia, was always called Ethiopia since the dawning of mankind. The region currently referred to as Ethiopia was named Ethiopia during the British colonization. Before that, it was referred to as Ethiopia in ancient Greek, but its real name is Kush. There was a great flood sometime after 6000 BCE. The only thing that comes close to resembling a major flood would be the glacial periods. There were several. The last major one was 22,000 years ago, and they only covered 1/5 of the planet. The symbol of the cross was created in honor of the death of Christ. The cross was actually created in Babylon. The symbol represents the sun god called Samamash. This cross represents solar activity. Every religion has a founder. This is because you need to have a founder to convince others to follow. Thus, the founder is the foundation for a systematic system to be built upon. Meanwhile, a belief system has no founder, because everyone has their own belief system. Therefore, each person doesn't need an entourage of followers in order to feel that their belief system is legit. Religion's virtue is based upon the numbers of followers they have. Otherwise, if no one followed the religion except for 1 or 2 people, the religion would not exist, or rather, it would just be a belief system. Religion is a mechanism of spiritual manipulation. Let's review the parasitic traits of religion. Converting the masses. Religion needs a multitude of different people and followers in order to be considered valid. No followers, it is not valid. Destroying opposition. In order for religion to exist, you will notice that religion will do its utmost to destroy anything that would oppose it or prove it's false. That includes historic documents, that includes anybody who teaches something different. The whole purpose of religion is to destroy anything that may reveal its true identity. Constantly upgrading to stay desired. Now, truth is truth. There's no need for you to change anything in truth for people to be drawn to it. But it's interesting that for something that claims to be teaching the truth, it constantly needs to upgrade itself in order to pose and be desirable to the masses. Vague or no explanation. Using inevitability to appear supernatural and a necessity for survival. This is important because religions tend to use the mass destruction of weather patterns, which is normal. This is Earth. It always changes. Up and down. Or the use of governments falling or something in empires. This is often normal. Historically, every government rises and falls. To kind of convince the masses that the end is near and that they are necessity. Contradictions of the value of life. Another interesting thing that religion does is it kind of makes us feel that life is basically worthless. Your life is basically just to be an instrument to pray to a god rather than you actually living and existing and enjoying the world that this supernatural being had created. And finally, fanatics, insanity. You always know when there's something that's imbalanced is when there's a form of insanity that follows, or a cult of sorts, somewhat, that they just go completely insane in taking the situation to a whole another level. The cost of religion is too high. Real peace is found within loving and understanding yourself. Don't fall victim. Don't become another casualty, lost and hollow.